Good afternoon.
All right, today we're going to talk about main idea and how it can help aid in comprehension and also vocabulary. Our standard today, we'll be talking about how students can determine the main idea or essential message in grade level text through inferring, paraphrasing, summarizing, and identifying relevant details. Your objective: students will determine the main idea or essential message in grade level text by inferring, paraphrasing, summarizing, and identifying relevant details, same as your standard. As a result of this lesson, learning how to locate main idea in text will help improve the understanding of what the students will read. Alright, I want you to think about this question real quick. What are various ways that a reader can find the main idea of a story? I want you to think about this for about 10 seconds. What are various ways a reader can, remember we're thinking, not talking yet, what are various ways a reader can identify a main idea of a story? 10 seconds to think. Now talk to your partners at your table. Alrighty. What's one way you can find the main idea? Okay, shh. Say it again. He said reread the story. What did you say? You were so excited over here. You right here?
Oh, read the title.
Read the title. Good job. What's another way we can find the main idea?
Read subtitles.
Read subtitles. That's good too. Another way. Alright. You can also find them in other ways, like the topic sentence could be a main idea. The very last sentence could be a main idea, or sometimes we have to imply or infer what the main idea is. Alright, on the back of your sheet, I want you to write down these three words right here. Intent, exhaustion, and shift. Write those down. Intent, exhaustion, and shift. And next to each word, I want you to write 1, 2, 3, 4. Next to each word, write 1, 2, 3, 4. So next to intent, you're going to write the number 1, 2, 3, 4. Next to exhaustion, you're going to write 1, 2, 3, 4. And next to shift, you're going to write 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, what you're going to do after that, you're going to rate yourselves on how well you know the word. If you know the word to a point where you can teach it to your classmates, circle it number 4. If you don't know the word, you have no idea what the word means, give yourself a number 1. If you have somewhat of an idea of what the word means, give yourself a 2. And 3, if you know the meaning, but I cannot teach it well enough to my classmates, give yourself a 3. So I'm going to give you about 15 seconds to rate yourselves on each word. 4 means I'm an expert, Ms. Campbell, I can teach this word. 3, I know it, but I don't know it well enough to teach my classmates. 2, I've heard the word, don't know what it means. And 1, I have no idea what this word means. And it's okay to give yourselves 1. Now, when I teach my students, or even when I'm reading a story, but I teach my students test-taking strategies. Any word that I don't understand or they don't understand, I tell them to go to the actual paragraph or not sentence and look for context clues. Who can tell me what context clues are? Right here. Go ahead. Clues that you find in a passage to do what? Context clues surround an unfamiliar word. So what I did up here, I put up, from that story, I took out all the vocabulary words. The first one says, on some shifts, I arrive at work shortly before 6 o'clock in the morning and change into special clothing that protects me and my patients from germs. Now, can you tell me the definition of the word shift? Because that's a multi-meaning word, a multi-purpose word. So it means different things. But in this context, what does the word shifts mean? How many of your parents work, have a job? Okay, they might say, I gotta go into the morning shift. I need to go to the afternoon shift or the night shift. So you can tell me what are the shifts now? What are the shifts? Okay, not just work, but it work what? A work what?
A different time.
I'm looking for, it start with an S, not shift, but it work what? Okay, it work schedule. Okay, my schedule every day is I work 8 to 4 every day. All right. Your parents might work 3 to 11 at a hospital or wherever they work. Your mom might work 11 to 7. That's a shift. But the other meaning for the word shift means to move. Shift the table over to the left. That means to move. So we got to be careful that we use these words in the correct context. That's why it's very important to look at your context clues to tell you what that word means. Then the second one says in ER, the pace is always intense because every second counts. The word ER basically means what? The acronym means what? You go to the hospital, you go to the ER, what does that mean? Say it again? Emergency room. So we know in the emergency room there's always what going on? An emergency. So do you ever see doctors moving like this in the emergency room?
No.
Probably if it's slow, but most times, especially on a Friday night, they're moving around real quick. Because Fridays and Saturdays, injuries happen more often. So in an emergency room, the pace is always intense because every second counts. What does the word intense mean?
Bigger.
Not bigger, faster, all right? Every second counts, meaning intense means it's always fast, okay? Always quick, all righty? Now our third one, I forget about the exhaustion and remember and wanted to be, I remember why I wanted to be an ER doctor in the first place. Who can tell me what exhaustion means now? Oh my, how many of y'all play football? How many of y'all cheer, or cheerleaders?
Oh.
How many of y'all dance? How many of y'all just go outside and play? When you're exhausted, that means you're what? Tired. All right? But you probably never seen it used like a noun. Right now, this is a noun. If I said exhausted, it's a verb. All right? So right now, this means I'm tired. Now that we know those unfamiliar words, now we can go ahead deeper into the story. All right, what is the main idea? The main idea is the big point or the most important idea that the writer is communicating to the reader. Often the reader can find the main idea, like somebody said earlier, in the title. For example, a passage titled, Why Students Should Have Less Homework, will include reasons for that detail or for the idea. All right, so you can always find main ideas a lot of times in the title or somebody says subtitle. That is very true. Let's read this paragraph together. Engineers create wealth for society. So tennis is a game, and the resources of the earth are scarce. Have you gone mad? Thus, the only solution is to educate the public on being socially responsible. It just makes